Yo, what's going on, guys? Welcome to another video. This is gonna be that second video that I mentioned previously. That was the Spirits tournament game. So that's this video right now. And as usual, I'll do the analysis over it because I know you guys enjoy that. So let me just go over the rules for people who never, watched this tournament specifically. So basically, the survivors can use. Let's go over items first. They can use items that are yellow or below. And as far as add-ons, they use greens or lower. So usually people just run medkits. And as far as perks, they can use whatever they want, but they cannot repeat in the same team like multiple teachables. For example, Unbreakable is a teachable, so they cannot have two Unbreakables on the team. And so on for all the other perks. Now, me as killer, I can use purple or lower add-ons, and I can use any perks that I want. Points are kills and escapes. So anything else is kind of pointless. You want kills and escapes because those are the points. More kills, more points. More escapes, more points. For a maximum of 4 points total for whatever side. What else? What else? As far as the map, the survivors can block 3 maps or realms. So for example, Macmillan will be blocking a realm. I cannot pick any variation for Macmillan, or they can also block a map such as the game, for example, or Haddonfield, which is a specific map, not a realm. They can do that as well. They have 3 they can block total, and me as the killer, I have to pick the map that I want that's left out of the ones that they did not block. So in this case, I'm playing. I picked Pale Rose because it's a very open map that doesn't have many pallets, especially considering that I'm playing Spirits, as well as because there's a swamp, everywhere, so it's easier to hear their footsteps and things like that. So that's also why I picked Pale Rose, considering I'm playing Spirits, because I need to be able to hear them, especially if they have Iron Wheel or something like that. So for that reason, I picked Pale Rose. Um, as far as size, is not really good because it's kind of a big map, but it kind of compensates on everything else that I just mentioned. So that's why I picked that map. Um, okay, so let's get into the game. Now, these survivors. This is a semifinal, so these survivors are actually top tier. I'm not sure if they they are from Xbox, by the way. So you see the little icon there. But these guys are like top tier. They're definitely like, winning material for tournaments as far as Survivor goes. Now, so I already start the game using my best build there, most competitive build, and I'm already trying to find my first guy here. Now, as far as the add-ons, I think you can see there, I'm using the amulet. I think no, not sure if it's I think it's the amulet, yeah, and the movement speed, the green one. Now, common strategy people do on tournaments as Survivor is to hide at the start of the game. That usually makes it so the corrupt intervention goes away, or the killer just wastes times in general, while the other survivor, because while I'm looking for one survivor, the other survivors can be across the map doing gens and stuff like that. So it's really good to hide in that sense. Because then I'm not chasing anybody, but people are doing gens. So that's a common strategy they do on tournaments, which is to hide at the start. So I thought, but I know that, so I was kind of carefully searching there on where I was thinking they would be hiding, and I was able to find this Claudette here. Now my aim is kind of bad. I'm not sure. I guess it was my first game in a while, even though it was a tournament game. But regardless. She could have been down already by now, but it won't matter because she's gonna go down now. You see, remember, like I mentioned about picking Pale Rose. You see, like how there's like very few ballots, so for that reason, I picked Pale Rose. So right there, you can already tell how it's making a difference. But yeah, she kind of could have gone down a little faster, but it was maybe just like about 15 seconds longer, max, or 10 seconds long that I wasted for missing a few hits there. Not too bad, still, pretty fine. Now something that's really good is when you get someone on the hook before gen pops or corrupt intervention is done. So as far as that goes, we're doing pretty good regarding the 4K. However, you can see that they still managed to finish the gen and during that little very small time that I was looking for her and chasing her, which is what you can expect from survivors from this level, and at this level of gameplay. So now what I'm doing is I'm playing safe because, especially against survivors at this level, you're gonna get destroyed at a 4v1 scenario, especially if you're not playing nurse. Even though I'm playing Spirit, which is a really top tier killer, it's still not enough to deal with survivors, especially when they have perks and items like this. So you see, I'm playing very defensive there on the hook, so I can guarantee my points, which would be my first kill. Right there, I tried to do a catch, but I failed. That's the only way you can really stop borrow time. But if I am able to get a catch there, the game kind of completely changes. So it's worth the try, you know. Right there, you know, trying to find the Claudette. I was actually pretty surprised that borrow time was still active right there. I did not expect that during the actual match. I was actually not expecting borrow time to still be active after so long. But I guess, hey, it's 15 seconds, right? If you don't want to make this mistake, you just count 15 seconds in your head, and that won't happen before you hit them. So you can see so far pretty much maybe 2 mistakes. Those little miss hits on the start and this little borrow time hit. Just wasting a little bit of time there. But then I tell her because I want to get her off the game. Gotta change the 4v1 scenario as soon as possible because there's no way to keep up the gen pressure with 4 people for survivors at this level. Because they just spread out on the gens. You're only 1 killer to defend, you know, 4 gens at the same time. It's just not gonna happen. So it's really important that you get the first kill right away as soon as possible. Now there was a chance that she had the S, so I took that risk when I picked her up. But luckily that wasn't the case. So I'm still playing very defensive. This is like the first game. So it's not worth me, because if I go after I go across the map trying to find someone and she gets saved, I completely lose the chance of a tunnel at that point, which means I would have to trade hooks again in order to kill someone. And you can see by like there's already like 2 gens, even though I was pretty much chasing people the whole time. You won't have time enough to get a kill, which is bad. It means essentially the end result is probably going to be only 1 kill if I don't sit here and secure this kill. So because those are the points, you gotta, you know, play safe and secure your first kill right there so you can at least secure 2 kills. That's usually how it goes if you're not playing nurse or something that's like super, you know, like game breaking sort of balance against survivors. This because otherwise, if you play any other killer, you're just gonna get looped. Even with Spirit, it's not super easy to down them. I'm doing a pretty good job here, but you can still run into some issues sometimes, even if you're playing Spirit. So right there, I was able to hear her and everything, not lose her. Because if I lose her as well, right there, it would have been, I would have missed the kill as well. If she kind of lost my sight, I couldn't tunnel her again. So right there, now we're in a good scenario, kind of, right? Because they're good survivors, so they're gonna spread out. They're gonna be coordinated. You see, the third person was still doing the gen, even though 2 of them came for the save, and the gen was done. However, now it's pretty much secure that I'm gonna be able to get 2 kills here. So that's already a draw, which is a good score. I'm really just fighting for the 3rd kill here. Now she does a pretty good jukester. I am definitely kind of rusty on this game, on my aiming and everything, but it's fine. So here's like a little thing. You see, I'm slugging. At this point, I can't allow to slug because there's only 3 people. You see, it's another thing that I would not be able to do if it was a 4v1 scenario. So that's why it's really important that I got that person out. So with this slugging and everything, I can possibly get a 3k or something. But again, these survivors are coordinated, so there's 3 of them to finish 1 gen. So that's not good odds for any killer. However, my room is still active, so I just have to kind of push them off the gens while I'm still, you know, with someone on the hook dying. That would be ideal. You see, now I'm going back because I bet the other person is going for the save, or she's going to finish the gen. That's almost done. And she didn't go for the gen. Neither she went for the save. So that means she's either on a gen somewhere else, or she just kind of gave up. She kind of went for the save, but then yeah, just like that. She didn't go for the save at all. She just stick to gen, which is kind of, for me as a killer, is a lose-lose situation. Because if I camp the hook, they finish the gen, and if I go for the gen, they get the save. So I don't get my kill. It's kind of like a lose-lose situation for the killer when the survivors are discoordinated, and there are this many of them alive. So that's why again I mentioned, which is how important it is that I actually got that first kill, even though it seems like I wasn't doing anything besides just sitting around the hook. That completely changed the dynamic of the game going forward. So I have Noed to try to maybe get something. She's already hit struggles, so which is good. It's a risk they took by letting her hit struggle to finish the gen. So now ideally I would be able to by slugging her get another down so I could get 3 hooks. But that didn't happen. It seems like they were on the other door, not this one that I checked, which is unfortunate. And she also happened to have the S, which is another double unlucky moment right there. But it's fine because I still have Noah and everything. So, there's not much they can do. I was trying to get her because she was the last one on hook. And you can see the third person is still missing. So if I was able to hook her in time, I could possibly still find the third person before she got to the door. But this guy did a good job body blocking to stop me from doing that strategy that I was hoping for. Which is, like I mentioned, like survivors have way too many options, especially at this level that they know what they're doing. You have no chance. Like the coordination is too much because you're only one killer for you cannot like possibly um, pressure 4 survives at the same time. Even 3 you can see is already super hard when they spread out. 4 is, you can imagine, is even like dumber, as in impossible, like actual impossible. So they did like a freaking awesome job here as survivor, and they managed to even escape too, even though I play spirit and I didn't really make like any like crucial mistakes regarding the strategy, which is a typical result. Even if you play nurse, at this level the survivors can still escape easily 2 people against a nurse or a spirit playing perfectly, kind of like I am here. So this is not a bad result. This 2-2 is essentially, let's say, what is expected from a good killer going against good survivors that are using perks, especially using perks and items. That makes the survivors like even more, because they can get this result without using any perks or items. The fact that they are also using perks and items just kind of breaks the balance a little bit even more, you know. So, but it is possible to get the same result that they got here without actually using perks and item, just because of the coordination alone on the gens. But yeah, that's the match. I hope you guys could learn something. There's probably a more I could cover, but try my coaching for that. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Next one, I'm gonna bring a Freddy match that went pretty wrong. I'm sure you guys are gonna be able to see what I mean. But yeah, take care. See you guys in the next one.